how to transform yourself and your circumstances to get the outcome that you want, a la Edgar Cayce style. So I found this really cute little book, the Edgar Cayce Handbook for Creating Your Future by Mark Thurston, PhD, and Christopher Faisal. And I think it's enjoyable. I've been reading it over since last week, and I pulled out a section called Method of Transformation, where he gives you a method of things that you can do. There's only 4 steps, maybe 5. It's very, very simple. So, one thing to preface, if you're new here, I'm really into spiritual things. My name is Monica, and welcome. And like Neville Goddard, biblical mystery, Quran, all that stuff. I'm really into it. I'm a very prayerful person. And Edgar Cayce tends to use a lot of Christian language or notions, so don't be put off by that, just like Neville Goddard does. Okay, Eric Butterworth, Billy Graham, Reverend Ike, but these are really, really brilliant people. Okay, Catherine Kahn and such and such. So, yeah, anyway, method of transformation is very interesting. So the first thing that we should acknowledge is this is going to be kind of go hand in hand because I've had some really cool experiences. Something has shifted inside of me since last week when I started. So the first thing that I did was, as you would in this generation, I saw a TikTok and I thought that's really, really interesting. Somebody said blah, blah, blah. Somebody left a comment and they said, oh, it worked. I did the Daniel fast, which is basically where you fast for 10 days. So I can't fast from food. So I thought, what am I going to give up? So I have my little random notebook where I put random things in here. This was gifted to me. This was gifted to me. So I thought, okay, I'll treat it like a gift. So all these pages I scribbled every single night as much as I can. I try to do 10 things for 10 days that I'm just appreciative of. So that's what I'm actively doing, like actively being positive. You know, the weather was beautiful yesterday and I went camping. So I made it home safe, thank God. Okay. And what I'm not doing is complaining. So I'm not talking about all the mosquitoes that have eaten my ankles. I'm not talking about anything that went wrong. It didn't. Okay. I'm just for 10 days, I'm not acknowledging those things because I'm trying to empty my spirit to fill it with something. Nature abhors a vacuum. So basically, if you want to change your life, you have to start getting rid of things. Okay. And they're usually mental and energetic. They're usually emotional. Okay. But we're very, trained by our senses to think very externally. Okay. But it's not true. It can be internal. As Abraham Hicks once had someone at their seminar that said, I'm in a relationship. I don't really like my boyfriend. How am I going to meet the love of my life? But how's this even possible? How's it going to happen? And they said to her, you could be smack dab in the middle of a relationship and on your way to the perfect relationship. Because what you don't see behind the veil is that every time you have a bad day with your partner, bad day at your job, bad day with your health, whatever example you want to use, right? You are letting creation know, and ultimately your creator, which I like the word God, so I just use that. I know a lot of people don't, but we'll okay, fine, creator. Um, what you prefer. You're basically filtering. So every day of your life is nature is very resourceful. So you're not wasting anything. Okay. So this goes hand in hand. So I would encourage people to write what they actually want. And I'll tell you why, because I'm also going to be summarizing parts of this book, Psycho-Cybernetics, which is making its rounds again online. I mean, it's always been a hit, okay, since it came out, God knows when, a long, long time ago. I mean, I have here a original price tag. It says world's biggest bookstore. 395. I don't think it goes for 395 anymore. But anyhow, all these things work together. So let's start with method of transformation that Edgar Cayce recommends. And if you're interested in these things, watch my other videos and definitely go see what I've got on Patreon. I think you have to be a member for 90% of it, but we discuss a lot of these things, how to rewire things. So the first thing is to know what you want. I made videos about this recently, so I won't spend too much time on it. But most people don't know what they want, or they don't know why they want what they want. And this is crucial. So if you think about marriage, for example, I was talking to someone today and I said, well, obviously people are getting divorced. They don't even know why they get married. They say, why are you getting married? Like I get clients all the time. People come to me for readings. People come to me every week and they'll say, oh, you want to get married? That's great. Let's see when you're going to get married, or if you're going to get married, what that's going to look like. Why do you want to get married? And you rarely get a good answer. It's like, it's time. I just really want to. Nothing wrong in it. Like there's no judgment or shame, but you are the one asking for it. You wouldn't go into a restaurant and when they're like, what can I get for you? You wouldn't go, well, you have to know. You have to be focused. You have to know what you want. So be clear. Okay. That's the first thing. Be very clear about what you want. And if you want a really priceless hint that's like changed the way that I see the world for me, maybe it'll work for others. Um, Thinking about what you want is very different than wanting it because you don't want something else. And this is oftentimes, let's say relationship or money, right? People want a certain job because it pays a lot of money because they don't prefer poverty. That's completely understandable. But that job might be really bad for you. Okay. There might be something better that pays more if you just shift it. You have to have this inner shift. This is why it's really hard to articulate because it's the poverty of words. That's why a lot of people think spiritual, religious people are just like full of full of crap because it's an experience. Okay. It can't be really taught. You just have to like endure and experience life for it to make sense. Same goes for relationships. Like, why do you want to get married? It's like, because I don't want to be single. I hate dating. Same, me too. I hate dating, but that's not a good enough reason. You have to actually have a fulfilling reason. Okay. In immigration studies, there's something called a push and pull factor. Like a pull factor might be, oh, I'm moving to this country because there are better economic opportunities and I can utilize my qualifications. Fine. A push factor is where you're forced, right? There's political instability, there's violence, you're afraid of persecution for whatever reason. Okay, so think of desire as having a push and a pull factor. You always want to gravitate towards what is appealing and not say, I want that thing because I hate this. Like, I hate my home life, so that's why I want to move out and get married and I'll take anything that comes along. No, you have to be discerning and filter very well. So now that we know how to know what you want, okay, we can go into this forever, but we're not going to. Method of transformation. Step one. Number one is to accept your condition. This is very important. If you're bedridden because of your health, just accept it. Just say, few people get this much time to reflect, even if you might hate it. You must find a way to appreciate it. Hence the Daniel fast. You must find a way to reframe it, to have that internal shift. Maybe you're struggling financially, maybe you're newly divorced and you hate your new situation. Just find a way to accept it. The reason is when you accept something, it can't hurt you. So this is the principle of non-resistance. It's like let go or be dragged, okay? So I made just like little brief 1 or 2 sentence notes instead of going through the whole thing, but acceptance is the bravest confrontation. So release resistance and then take action, okay? So if you're like, let's say you got fired or you quit a job and you're full of rage and you go start applying for other jobs and interviewing, a lot of the, not everyone, but a lot of the time people can like smell some type of resentment or desperation, right? Same goes for dating or anything else. So just accept it. Okay, it sucks. Okay, what now? And then take it from that place of certainty and with an open heart and an open mind. Two, take responsibility for your situation. Delete victim consciousness, he says. Ask, how can I grow from this experience? So let's say your wife's left you. What did you learn? How did you grow as a man? How did you grow as a woman? Who are you now? You're somebody far more knowledgeable. You're somebody who should be far more relationally literate, relationship literate, more romantic or more pragmatic or practical something. It's taught you something. It wasn't a wasted experience. So what is it that it taught you? Take responsibility for it and learn to move forward, just like the first step says. Three, identify the quality you need to deal with the situation. This surprised me because I've been reading self-help books since I was like 15, and this one surprised me. So identify what quality you need to deal. When faced with a serious problem, try to determine what is being demanded of you. Okay, so let's say it's a job. I said job, being seen, resilient, tenacious. Okay, same with dating or courtship. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be seen. Okay, you get crushed, you didn't go well. You have to be resilient. If you want to get married, ultimately, you have to be tenacious. You have to keep trying. Okay, you have a business, you've got to keep going. There's got to be these qualities in you. So you say, okay, why didn't this work the first time? Was I a poor listener? Was I a poor communicator? Or maybe I didn't pick well. Why was I impatient? Why didn't I trust myself? Whatever it is. What are the qualities? Identify them, how to succeed next time in a personal or professional matter. This is just about having a good human experience. So these are just good things to contemplate upon. Four, stay hopeful. Face challenges like this, face challenges like John Wayne, unflappable and indestructible. To the superhero, hope is unnecessary. Victory is a few strides away. Hope keeps us going when everything else dissolves. In every crisis, we encounter new opportunities for new life, growth, and understanding. So if you're really having a bad day, you can't do much of anything else. You take a nap or you just wait for it to end. Okay, it was one of my friends when she was on her second divorce. She just texted me once randomly after having a squabble through her lawyers and just wrote, F today for real. It just made me laugh. Like 10 years later, it still makes me laugh. But basically, that's it. Sometimes some days suck. Just wait for the day to end. But stay hopeful in your heart, okay? Put pause on your sorrow, feed yourself, take care of your world, and go to sleep. And know that tomorrow, a few strides away, Victory will be decreed over your life. Victory is certain. Okay, so today's just a low point, but you must stay hopeful. Okay, if you take the wind out of your own sails, what can be done? Now here's the exercise. It's very simple. It's 4 points, just like we just had 4 talking points. So number one, I accept my current situation. So I accept that this person wants to leave me. I accept that I want to leave this person. I accept that whatever, you got arrested and got put in a clink. Okay, it happened. You learned something. You learned from a diagnosis you received. Two, I have taken responsibility for my circumstances. How did we get here? I made some choices. I know better now. We keep it moving. Three, qualities I will need to deal with XYZ. Okay, so I've just listed some generally good qualities to have in life: bravery, maturity, boldness, resilience, lightheartedness. You should be playful. To heal, it's very important. And I also put hunger. Okay, so if you really, really want something, you should have an inner fire. You should be hungry for it. This is why a lot of the times bands or artists, I always find their first or second albums are so good. And though they might technically improve as musicians or actors or something like that, it's like they lose like some type of sparkle or magic. I don't know what it's because they were like hungry and they didn't want that to slip them by when they were given a deal. And then they just wanted to stay relevant or they wanted to continue proving themselves. And then once all that sort of everything they thought it was, now it is not, they kind of like just kind of make music because they treat it like a job. It's not the same, and not true of everyone, but a lot of the time I feel like when I listen back to people's music, I'm like, I don't like you after your second album all so much, or your first album especially. Okay, so what are the qualities you will need? Think about it. To what? Succeed in business, to go to the gym, to build a healthy body, to change your mind, to change your life. You could be sleeping on a mattress on a floor now, sharing blankets with roaches. Okay, but in your head, you are free. So, what are you going to now say to yourself to make you feel better in that moment? Okay, tomorrow's a new day. Things can change overnight. I can do anything, and it will never be as bad as it is now. It can't. Okay, you just tell this to yourself. For I am hopeful. I know things will improve for me. But you see, it says I know, not I believe. Okay, so this is a certainty. So the reason why these things are important, and then I know I like to use extreme situations, and I know they usually like bother people because they're like, that's not realistic. The system has failed them. I understand all that. Okay, life is not even, but if you understand the rules, you know it's always fair. But it's not even. Okay, it responds to different people differently, which means they are the ultimate dominant factor, okay, of their experience. Case in point, how you build a new life is a step by step thing. It's a daily thing. It's actually quite mundane. People can make quantum leaps, and I know this gets glorified a lot online, but this actually isn't a good thing to do because, like a lottery winner, okay, usually people are not fiscally savvy, they're not financially literate. That's why they tend to squander what they win very, very quickly, okay? So you have to build a new you. Joe Dispenza discusses this a lot. He has a book called Breaking the Habit of Being You, and of course, Becoming Supernatural, which is incredible. It's so good. So basically, when I make these lists for the Daniel fast, and I'm on day 8 today, which I haven't done yet, so I'll do that tonight. I've already seen like really interesting signs, quite supernatural things, etc. The importance of this is that it's a daily practice. It's not taxing, it's not daunting. Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way, she talks about the morning pages, is probably like the best thing that's ever come out of a human mind. But anyway, psychocybernetics explains that if you think of your brain, or like a lot of self-help books, etc., as a supercomputer, and your brain is like a computer, what are you plugging into it? You are feeding it data. What data? What data are you putting in? So if every single day incrementally you're feeding your mind with things that work good for you, work well for you, you're showering yourself with positivity, you're dreaming big. Okay, Neville Goddard says, imagine better than the best you know how. Okay, like really, really go for it, right? So if I've experienced anything, I know people are like, oh, God can do anything. To God, all things are possible. God is unstoppable. I would argue with that because I'm just that type of person. I'll say there's one thing God can't do, actually. God can't fail, okay? Be not deceived. God is not mocked. So if God can't fail, you can ask for anything. You're made in the image of the Creator. So you are here to create and imitate creation. So you can have anything. You can be anyone. You can do anything. So start small every day. Make lists. This is shown to work very well. Okay, not online. Don't type them. I know a lot of people go on like Pinterest and make lists and make them like super artsy, or like go on Canva. It's not the same. You need like the pen to paper connect, okay? You need to write them down. It just does something to you, okay? Every day, make it a habit. Is it prayer? Is it meditation? Is it affirmation? Is it all of the above? Do you read certain scriptures or Quranic passages or something that fills your spirit? You have to clean your spirit. The way that you feed your body, hydrate it, bathe it every day, you should also have spiritual discipline and spiritual hygiene. Okay. So, this is basically how it's done. It's done in doses. Over time, they have a compounding interest, and then you'll get results. Okay. But don't stop. This is usually what happens, for better or for worse, when people start an occult practice or spiritual practice or whatever. They tend to get a little bit of result and then stop, or a little bit goes wrong and then they completely stop. You have to persevere, keep pushing, you know? So just a little, like 10 days a week, whatever, but try to get it to a month. Try to do it for 40 or 41 days. So see what happens. Okay, figure out what you want and why you want it. Start writing about it every day and see if anything comes into your life and really, really just blows your mind, because it shouldn't surprise you because you did it. You programmed it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the Edgar Cayce method of transformation, and give it a go. Try something like the Daniel fast. Try it for 10 days. Try something for 40 days. Let me know how it goes. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to making more videos for you throughout the summer. All right, all the best. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Patreon, all over the place. All right, thank you. Love you all, and bye for now.